Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the introductory training camp press conference. A lot of good nuggets that came out of this. So we're going to break down a few that really caught my attention. All right. Every year you get a couple of little tidbits here as far as like what's the thinking, what is the the thinking from the front office and the coaching staff as far as what they need to do to get the team to the next level. Okay, so this is serious. Cotmo time. D for Dallas, for defense, whatever the hell you want to call it. Induct Jimmy. All right, the shirt is back in effect. You can get it in the shop, guys. Man, so a lot to take from here. Right off the bat, Jerry Jones opened up the press conference. The status of Coach McCarthy's role here with the team. Obviously, I feel like Jerry is always having. He's always gonna have to answer these questions, especially if the Cowboys go on any kind of skid or anything like that, or if they hit any potholes along the way. This will come up. But you did get you did get pretty good assurances here from Jerry Jones. For me, you're gonna have to take it with a grain of salt because love it or hate it, the fact is Sean Payton is looming over the Cowboys and other teams here in the NFL. Okay, so just something we'll have to live with. McCarthy's aware of this. Jerry Jones, these guys are all saying the right things, right? So they got that out of the way. A few other things here. It looks like now what I did like from this is I think you're getting everybody on board as far as continuing to churn the culture here in Dallas. The culture is terrible, right? It's been terrible for a while, and you heard Jerry Jones talk about some of the players that they got rid of. Accountability, continuity, reliability, and this is something that harkens back to Mike McCarthy's end of the season press conference. All right, so it's good to see that both these guys are on the same page as far as, hey man, if you're not available and if your inability to be available is not reliable, then you're gonna find yourself out the door. All right, and it doesn't matter the status of your team, where you were drafted, this sort of thing. Now, obviously, if you're thinking about, I think there's a few players that would be immune to this, but there's not even the conversation of being immune to such a thing because they come to work every day, like your Zach Martins, your Dak Prescotts. You don't have to apply pressure or apply this type of rule on these guys because they come to work every day. Now, you get guys like Lyle, Randy, and Amari Cooper for whatever reason. That I think is a little bit more on the philosophy, range as far as like the vaccination and being a reliable teammate, things like that. So how does this affect the roster moving forward? I think it's a good thing, man. It puts players on notice, whether you're a low level, entry undrafted free agent up into your upper echelon, because the guys that let go were relatively upper echelon players on this roster. If you think about Randy Gregory, you think about Lyle Collins, and you think about Amari Cooper, right? And these are guys in your upper pay scale, upper echelon of your roster. So it's good to see Mike McCarthy and Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, all on the same page with this, right? It's been a long time coming. Now, will they continue to put this into practice? All right. Hopefully, this means we'll see less players, missing little bruises and crap here. Just little things that you can play through. You know what I mean? I mean, there's been a lot of seasons here, where a lot of players were sitting out and this and that. Now the OTAs and mini camps, there was a lot of people that sat out, man. So we'll see what they do, but I think it puts more pressure on these players. If you want to stick around here for a second contract, you got to show up, got to play through some things. You can't be, one of these guys that's always in the recovery wing of the star. You need to be out here and you need to be reliable. Okay. So I'm already thinking about some of these young players that are always in and out. This is Donovan Wilson. This guy in and out the lineup always hurt. He falls into that category for me. Um, I want to see what this does for Jalen Tolbert. Starting right off the bat with some soft tissue stuff, didn't quite like that. We'll see how any of this affects any of these football players moving forward. So that was very interesting to me. Another very interesting note here. Stephen Jones touched on the Dalton Schultz contract. Obviously, they're looking for a long-term deal. They didn't reach it, but he expects a long-term deal. You know, I guess in the next negotiation window. So the Cowboys, Stephen Jones, they are aiming for something long-term for Dalton Schultz. You know what I mean? And I think that's a good move. He's reliable. He knows where to be, and he's Dak Prescott's escape hatch. All right, now there's there's a large sector of the fan base that just wants to go ahead and get rid of him. And I don't know if it's because personal grudges, because they're blocked by him. I don't know what. But Dak Prescott loves Dalton Schultz. I'm a big fan of Dalton Schultz. And he plays a critical role for this offense. Oh, we can move on. We can go with the rookie. I mean, we got to see what the rookie does first. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to hit any kind of ejection button on Dalton Schultz. And I think we've developed him, and it's somewhere that you want to keep. Is he a $14 to $15 million tight end? By next season, he probably will be. And there'll be other tight ends that'll be getting paid more. Everything evens out, man. I think fans get way too caught up in the price tags. I mean, look for prime example, Dak Prescott. Oh, $40 million. People were losing their mind. Now, all these new contracts that have come up have put Dak Prescott, down in the top 10 of your highest paid NFL quarterbacks. So now his contract looks like a deal already, and it'll continue to do that unless something comes up where they get rid of him and they have to eat a large chunk of that contract. But that's not going to happen. But my point being is, these contracts all go up, the salary caps go up, the NFL deals that they're making with Apple TV, Amazon, Google, they're all that revenue is coming in like crazy, dude. So, yeah, man, I think that was a little clue as far as like the strategy here. They didn't get anything done, but Dalton Schultz definitely has a fan in Stephen Jones. And I think they will get something done there. Stephen Jones said so pretty much. So, I wouldn't dismiss Dalton Schultz as being, oh, this is it, we're moving on. They have a plan for him. I would be shocked if they didn't bring him back for whatever reason. But that price tag is going to be in that $14, $15 million range. Okay. But I don't think fans should lose their mind. All right. Another topic here to discuss, obviously, was the Ring of Honor discussion. This is very annoying to diehard fans, and it's the reason why I made this Induct Jimmy shirt. All right, you can find it in the shop. Didn't mention anything, man. He said that he goes and talks about Tex Schramm. Oh, it should be a small group of people and players, or whatever. Well, yeah, I mean, I agree. And Jimmy Johnson should be in that small select group of people. Tom Landry's in there. 2 Super Bowls. Two Super Bowls, and you can give him a de facto third. All right, so he should be in there. Definitely should be in there. You know what I mean? So just the fact that he didn't come out and say, hey, we got plans here to do this for Jimmy and versus, Washington, and it's got to be versus the NFC East team, I would imagine, at home, hopefully. So hopefully he'll come up with something here and they'll put him in there. I mean, he was on national TV with Jimmy and said that he would be inducted. He already told him that. You cannot go back on your word, man. Break that curse, induct Jimmy. Okay, so, that's Jerry. I mean, he didn't mention anything. No plans, no names, or anything like that. It's just gonna come to him out of nowhere, and okay, we're gonna do it. So nothing scheduled there. So that's annoying as hell. The other thing that was discussed here is as far as the team. As far as the team is the schedule, right? Cowboys will be in Oxnard, but they will also have some joint practices with the Broncos, right? And I think the other one is the Chargers. So it's going to be good for them to get some exposures to some of these AFC powerhouses. Okay, Broncos, a very good team. They always play the Cowboys hard. There's always scuffles there. Chargers, well put together team. You got Justin Herbert. These guys, they put a lot of pressure on your defense. It's going to elevate our defense in practice. All right, so I like that. Cowboys have 3 preseason games, so they look to these joint practices as being kind of a de facto scrimmage type, atmosphere. So they like that. So we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Those are the key points of the press conference. Okay, there were some other things in there, but those were the highlights. Okay, continuity, reliability. All right, Dalton, Schultz, the Ring of Honor, and these joint practices. So it's gonna be a good camp, man. Let's hope we get through this safe and healthy, guys. Let me know what you think about these highlights for the press conference. How do you feel about the Cowboys with Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones? They're both on board as far as like holding players more accountable is really what they're trying to say here. Now, will they put it into practice again this year? We'll see. But I do like that they're actually trying to put these into practice with head coach and the owner and GM on board. So I think that's interesting. Let me know what you think about Dalton Schultz. It looks like Stephen Jones is working on a long term, but for next offseason. Let me know what you guys think about that. Guys, continue to like, subscribe, and share. We'll have more of training camp news here as it comes along, and we'll break down the news of the day. Continue to like, subscribe, and share. Peace!